you ready to take your leadership journey to the next level? On the leadership platform TLP, we don't just talk about leadership, we live it. This year, we are bringing you cutting-edge insights, transformative tools, and real-world strategies to help you lead with confidence, purpose, and impact. This year, we have 4 seasons with 50 episodes. We will dive into themes such as leading self, leading others, and leading institutions. We bring you Leaders Are Leaders. This monthly session focuses on book reviews, discussions, encouraging all participants to read along with selected books on personal leadership and professional leadership. We also have a time with the CEO. In this segment, we dive into the stories of prominent CEOs who share their insights, lessons learned throughout their leadership journey. We also bring you extraordinary leadership stories, highlighting individuals in our societies who are doing extraordinary things. This segment inspires viewers with real-life examples of leadership in action. We will bring you some brilliant minds, courageous leaders changing the narrative of Africa. We also bring you, finally, the expert-led sessions, which cover a wide range of leadership and personal development topics, providing practical guidance and actionable strategies for personal and professional development. The leadership platform is your go-to space for personal growth, professional breakthroughs, and meaningful connections. I am Joy Bunsu-Schmutz, co-host on TLP, and I will see you every Saturday, 7 p.m. GMT, live on YouTube and Facebook.
Nobody ever thought their way to success. Nobody ever hoped their way to success. Nobody ever wrote goals on a planner to success. They acted. Action is what attracts. It's the action. It's the movement. People need to hear your story. People need to see your vision. And when you learn to communicate, you pass it on to others, and you help so many people make a difference in the world. So let your dream come out and learn how to communicate it with excellence. Thank you very much. My name is John. I'm your friend. Thank you.
Hello. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Leadership Platform. My name is Samuel Ayim of CTL Africa Leadership, and I'm excited to be with you this evening. Saturdays are our best times of the week because we get the opportunity to meet and catch up with all of you who are growth-minded and leadership-minded people to learn. We also get the opportunity to meet some great leaders who are leading and making impact on the continent. Right, so this evening is going to be special. And so we encourage you to connect with us on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Like our pages, subscribe to our channels, and invite your friends, invite your colleagues, your bosses, your family to come around, because we're going to have a good time together in this special edition of the Leadership Platform. It is special because we're going to talk about the most important leadership event coming up in this year on October 10th. So get ready and please introduce yourself, because it is our pleasure to introduce you to the whole wide world when we come on the leadership platform. We know that most of you who join prefer to hide and not introduce yourself. That's fine. But for us, it is our pleasure to see and to announce you to the world. Great. I see Awo Fiajo is here. Awo, you are very welcome. Thank you so very much for joining. Let's invite our friends in. Kwame JB is here from Bexley in the UK. Is here with us. Awo is from Domi in Accra. Sylvia Mensah is here and watching from Adenta. Great. We have the Accra people and the London people in town. Let's see the rest who are joining. Feel free to introduce yourself. Now, this evening, I am with my co-conspirators who have conspired to bring you Live to Lead. And we're going to talk about Live to Lead in a few minutes and encourage you to be able to be part of Live to Lead. So I'm just going to bring my people on the stage, and then we will kick off. Hey, I see you, the Queen, Patience. Hey, I see Sarah. I see Dr. Yaw Perbi is in the house. And Emmaline, the Gen Z girl, is in the house. And good. I know.
Emmaline, are you Gen Z?
She's more than a Gen Z. After Gen Z, what do we have? And I have
Gen Alpha,
Reverend
and then Gen Beta.
Doris in the house. Great. Oh, guys, we're going to have time.
Hello.
Hi. So, guys, let's give a shout. Let's give a shout to everybody.
Hey, everyone.
Good. Amazing. Right. People, as I said, this evening, we are here just to talk about Live to Lead 2025. And I'm just going to ask a few questions to my team. And by the way, I have to tell you that the team on screen here are the people who have put their minds together, their resources together, their time together to help bring Live to Lead to you in Ghana. And we've been doing this for the last 8 years. This is our 8th session. Live to Lead has run for, I think, 10, 11 years. And we have brought you 8 times Live to Lead in Ghana. So we are excited that these great leaders are around the table to talk to us about Live to Lead. And by the way, they are all John C. Maxwell certified coaches and trainers. And that's just a small part of themselves. If we begin to ask them to introduce themselves, I think we will have the whole night to listen to their stories. Amazing story. These are all people who inspire me in a special way, encourage me, and give me the vim to go on the leadership platform and other platforms. So I'm excited whenever I see them. I'm so happy to be with them. Great. So happy to be with them. All right. But as we go along, they will tell us a bit about themselves as we go along and what they're doing, and so that you would know that Live to Lead is not just what they're doing. The Live to Lead is part of their life, their leadership life that they're living. So I want to thank Sarah, who is always with us on the platform. I want to thank Dr. Perbi, who was with us a couple of weeks ago, and Doris also was with us a few weeks ago, and they have always been there. This is not their first time on the platform, so no point to believe out point. So I'm going to start with well, they say ladies first, so I'll keep Doc for last, and I'll start with the ladies before they say that, we are mistreating them here. All right, so I start with Sarah. This year we are talking about leading for sustainable wealth and prosperity. But before we go into that, I just want you to tell us a bit about your John Maxwell journey and your relationship with Live2Lead over the years, and why you are so passionate to support Live2Lead. And that question is for all of us. Why are you here to support Live2Lead? Help us host Live2Lead.
All right. Good evening, good people. And it's great to be again on the leadership platform. And as Sam said, how long have I been with the John Maxwell team? Actually, these days it's not John Maxwell, it's Maxwell Leadership. We transitioned from that. Let me see. I joined the John Maxwell team in 2013. So that must be 12 years ago. Is that correct? Yes, 12 years ago. And when I did join the John Maxwell team 2013, we started, I think that was when Live2Lead actually started. Okay, so I did sign up at that time to hold Live2Lead in Geneva, Switzerland, where I was residing. So that's my first association with Live2Lead, and it really impacted people. And I was of the opinion that if I am originally from Ghana and this is really impacting people where I live, what about where I originally come from? So I believe it was in 2000 and is it 15 that I got in touch with Sam, and
I think it was 2018.
2018, that we met at one of the John Maxwell IMC, International Maxwell Conference. And Sam said, hey, I'm holding this in Ghana. I have held it before. And I invited him to come on another training with me on transformation in Ohio. And Sam said, you're taking me away from Live2Lead. So I committed. I said, Sam, I'll come and support you to really organize this in my country. This time I wasn't organizing it in Switzerland. And therefore I came down. And since then, I've been hooked. And I've seen that this is really impacting a lot of you. And then we move on to the leadership platform and all that. But what I also want to know, you to know, is the fact that yes, Live2Lead has been with us for 8 years, and it has impacted a lot of you. And you keep coming back. And I just want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you, because I have realized, thank you, I have realized that you don't only come back, you come with your teams, and you've been telling your network about Live2Lead. So this year, I expect you that this is going to be bigger than what you have been doing in the past. If you haven't done so, my encouragement is for you to still put the word out there. One person's life can be changed, and I've seen that over and over again. And therefore, I'll just keep quiet now, have my co-partners also share with you why they have joined this cause for Live2Lead in our country to transform the nation. Over to you, Sam. Thank you.
Thank you so very, very much, Sarah. Amazing and amazing. We move to Doris. Good.
Hi. Thank you
Auntie
very
Doris.
much. Uncle Sam, I'll call you Uncle Sam when you call me that. Yeah. So my journey, my John Maxwell journey, now Maxwell Leadership, dates back to many, many years ago. Growing up on his many books, I think the number of books he's written, it's now approaching 160 or something like that. And so I grew up on his books alongside mentors that were using his resources until in the year 2018. And that was the year I first met Lady Sarah, Jessie, as I call her. I met her in Orlando during the IMC that year when I got certified. And she, as well as Catherine Engman, are the two names that are associated with my coaching journey. The peaking point, should I say the peaking point, but an important milestone being the IMC 2018 and all that has happened subsequently. I believe that I am becoming a better human being in the sense that I am on my way to contributing more value than I could have ever dreamt of or imagined contributing because of the journey with Maxwell, and also because of all the difference that learning about leadership, an intentional approach to leadership makes. And so I'm looking forward to Live to Lead, when all the Maxwell leadership coaches across the world will be hosting these meetings across the world to sow seeds of transformation. And not only to sow seeds, but to also be impacted by all the experiences, the learning, and the wisdom that is shared during the Live to Lead conferences. I'm looking forward to ours this year, particularly because of the theme we've chosen, and also thinking about the near state of emergency that the country Ghana is in, as far as what we are doing to our environment. As an ESG trainer as well, this is of tremendous importance to me, where we are going to be living, where we are heading, and also my love for finance and the fact that we are thinking about creating wealth in a sustainable way. I can't wait for October 10. And like Lady Sarah, Jessie, I want to also encourage all those who are yet to purchase their tickets and those who have registered and are yet to pay up to kindly do so. You don't want to miss it. And I hope that I'll see you come October 10th. Thank you. Over to you.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Thank you so very much. We go to Emmaline. Emma, how are you?
Yes, I'm doing well. And you?
I'm good. So tell us a bit about your journey with Maxwell Leadership and your connection with Live to Lead and why you're supporting this project.
Awesome. So I came in contact with the name John Maxwell back in Nigeria in my work when I started my, intentional work of faith. Nigerians are all crazy about John Maxwell. So he's quite popular there. So in my youth development days, his books were one of the books that were used to train us. And I'd always dreamed to be, either part of his institution organizing. One of the things came to Ghana, and when I started my career after graduation, I always checked his website, always followed him on Facebook, and I saw the opportunity to be actually part of his team. And in 2017, I took the bold step to become, a part of the family. And since then, it's been very, very much personally. I mean, it's been an amazing impact in my life, and obviously transferring it to people around me. And then the moment I signed up and I became registered, I think I also found Ghanaian members who had already registered, people like Coach Sam, Coach Sarah, Coach Catherine. You cannot remove her name from the Maxwell team in Ghana, held my hand, because for me it was quite challenging having to be able to afford fees, because I wasn't really so much of an earner at that time. But then fortunately they had a very flexible opportunity for me. I had a very great coordinator, Mark Moffett. He really supported me all the way from America and encouraged me with my payments, and he didn't give up. Luckily for me, though I wasn't given visas to travel, the Maxwell leadership team became open to the virtual or the hybrid, training, and I was able to join virtually. I think even that was the coronavirus period, and then I finally became certified. And then even before that time, I got to know about Live2Lead in Ghana. And then I said, listen, anything John Maxwell, I am going to be part of it. And I was able to join, and I gave myself into, you know, supporting the team as an MC, which I already was. And I said I was going to give to this cause because I believe anything leadership, I believe in it. And so since then and now, I have been on the journey. In my personal life and career life, it has always been an impact. And I'm always looking forward to Live2Lead because of the quality of resource persons that we have. I mean, these are people who live the walk the walk, talk the talk, and live the life. These are people who inspire you to be better, inspire you to, you know, see challenges as opportunities, just inspire you to just be the leader you want to be. You cannot come to Live2Lead and remain the same. It's not possible. It's one event that marks you for life. It marks you for life positively. And so, like my colleagues have said, if you have not signed up in person or virtually, please do. It's today's week. This time next week, we've already done it. It's Friday. I would love to see you all. Come and let's experience something you've never experienced before. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so very much. Now to my favorite doctor. Doc, what sayest thou? Talk to us.
When
Somebody
the
say,
lawyer
talk inside, talk inside.
when the lawyer does that, you know he wants services for free.
I love that. Good.
Anyway, well, good to see you, Sarah and Emmaline and Doris and Sam. And congratulations to all of you for always doing what it takes to bring this to happen. And I say that particularly because although we are working on this together, many, you know, some of us have more skin in the game. And I personally do a lot of travel, you know, so to find that even when I'm away, the team is working and getting things done. I just want to say thank you for being so committed to this cause. This is something nobody's paying us for. In fact, a lot of times we have to put our own time and money and sweat and tears into it. You know, I'm sure people are wondering, hey, this maybe we have some cut somewhere that keeps us going. But no, the love for our country, the love for our continent, and the fact that we cannot just sit around and fold our arms, you know, when leadership is such an important thing. That keeps us going, and we'll keep doing this till thy kingdom come. So, in terms of history, just like all the other coaches, I've had a long history with John Maxwell. I actually started reading and teaching John Maxwell stuff in the late 1990s, you know, as a young person. And when we started the Heart Group, by the time we started the Heart Group in 2003, we had already developed our own material out of, you know, his books, especially 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And then in the early 2000s, John worked on a project he called the Millennium Leaders Mandate. He has an organization called Equip that wanted to equip a million leaders across the world. And so I happened to be part of that when they came to train in Ghana in the early 2000s, you know. And so, yes, being a John Maxwell disciple, so to speak, following here and there, I didn't get to see John Maxwell in person till about 2009 or so. And then in 2012, so all this while, you know, I was teaching stuff and training for Equip in Ghana. And then when I moved to Canada in 2009, I became part of the Equip team that was training in Canada. In fact, I recorded some of the lessons which were used to train in other places. Only for 2012 to happen, and John launched 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth in Atlanta. And I happened to be one of the few people, you know, that were there because it was a small lunch. So it was a launch and a lunch.
And you enjoyed both.
Right, I enjoyed both. In fact, quite a number of people came for the launch in an auditorium, part of 12 Stones Church. I went actually with one of my mentees who was living in Atlanta at that time. But the lunch was an extra amount, and it was after the launch. So there were fewer, it was more intimate, so there we got to ask a lot of questions, interact with John. And this was a turning point in, as we talk about the Maxwell team, because I asked John to mentor me. Imagine you're in a room full of everybody who's excited about John, and he asked John to mentor you, right? And this guy's busy all over the world, dealing with presidents, etc. And John says no. So,
Why?
so I'm like, what will it take for you to personally mentor me? And then he says, God, So I go ahead and say, oh, great, no problem. And then he's like, look at this guy talking as if he and God as buddies, and I'll tell myself, you have no idea. Anyway, you haven't heard an African pray. Anyway, long story short, 2013, the next year, John starts the Maxwell team, the leadership team. Up to that time, he had not brought people together close to train and certify them. In fact, there were people who were discouraging from doing that because people thought people would misuse his name and abuse, his legacy and all of that. And so for me, 2013 was an answered prayer, right?
Yeah.
Because now you had a few people who would meet with him, in Florida and interact and be certified, etc. So I was actually one of the first John Maxwell coaches, speakers, and trainers, because I did my certification in 2013. And at that time it was pricey because it included, flights, hotel, all of that. Now a lot of it is done online, but it was a $10,000 investment.
Yes, it was 10,000.
Yes, but it's one of the best decisions I ever made, because even that money, within a few months, I had made that money back just by training, and sharing what I had learned. Because by this time I was living in Canada, in Montreal, Canada. So fast forward a couple of years later, when Live2Lead started as a John Maxwell team annual program, to inspire leadership, teach leadership across the world, across satellites, stations and bases around the world. I actually hosted one, co-hosted one with a couple of John Maxwell certified speakers, trainers, and coaches in Montreal. And so when I heard that, Sam was also doing this in Ghana, I was very excited. In fact, one of the years I passed by when I was in Ghana, and I got to share for a few minutes.
In fact, it was our very first.
That was the first one, eh?
Yeah, it was the first one, 2017.
2018.
And we were going to churches, and then somebody said, "Oh, John Maxwell, there is somebody I want you to know. He's called Dr. Perbi. He seems to be also connected to John." And that's why I said, "Oh, you see, he's in town." And I said, I will. So I just got your contact, and we invited you to the College of Physicians. That was the very first one.
Oh, I'm surprised that was the first one, because it was so well organized. I still remember very clearly. I very well organized, very well attended at the Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons. Yes,
absolutely.
I remember very clearly. Yeah. So since then, anytime I'm able to, I will collaborate to do this. But for the last 3-4 years, we have been more intentional to say, hey, let's come together, because that's one of John's favorite laws. The law of significance, that one is too small a number to achieve greatness. So you're doing this in your corner, that person's doing that in their corner, but together we make a bigger splash and we make a bigger impact together. So that's been my journey, and I'm really, 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 really glad that in spite of the challenges, we every year we'll still do this, and I believe that breakthrough will come. Because people are listening, people see the difference between the way we lead and the way others lead, and I believe that with time we will reap the dividends.
Wonderful. Thank you very much to all of you. And I joined the Maxwell team in 2014, so a year after the first one. I was then in Lome, and 2014, after I came back, when Live2Lead was launched, the first Live2Lead, myself and the one who introduced me to John Maxwell in Lome. We hosted Live2Lead in Lome, and in 2014 and 2015, and we hosted it in bilingual. We had a translation, you know, and so when I left EcoBank in 2017 and came to Ghana, we said, let us take this up, and we've been doing it up to this point. And today, when we count the number of people who have attended the last 7 sessions, we have more than 4,500, going to 5,000 people have actually participated in Live2Lead up to date, and the numbers keep going. And the interesting thing is that people keep repeat coming. Some organizations every year would send their people to Live2Lead, and that shows us the impact. Great. I thank all of you. Now, this year, I mean, every year we have a different theme, and we focus on different things every year. This year, we are focusing on leading for sustainable wealth and prosperity. Now, I want to throw it to any of you. I mean, maybe start with Dr. Perbi, because last week he was on the leadership platform. Was it last week or last 2 weeks on the leadership platform to talk about, money? And this few last weeks, I've been reading a lot about money, and I realized that, I should have been reading about money long ago, because I would have been rich. And richer, or if you want, So, Doc, why is the theme? We're talking leadership, but why is the theme around wealth so important? I mean, people talk about, go and pray and then get your blessings and all that, and prosperity, you sow a seed and then you get it and all that. But what's the relationship? Why is this theme important for leaders to look at sustainable wealth creation, especially in the context of Africa, where we have everything? God actually did not, cheat us. Okay, God gave us everything, but we're still struggling. What's your take on that?
Wow, that's a big topic, and we're only whetting your appetite, guys, and scratching the surface so that you'll be itchy enough to show up next Friday. First of all, we keep talking about leadership because everything rises and falls on leadership. Absolutely. That's what John says, and we believe it. And history proves it, and our current circumstances prove it. And one of John's laws that I love is the law of the lid. And that Ghana will never go past John Mahama. Whether you like him or not, whether you're in the NDC or not, that is a law. It's a principle. It's a timeless truth. That leaders are the lid over organizations. I'm the lid over my family. I'm the lid over Perbi Executive. Sam is the lid over CTL. So is Sarah. So is Emmaline. And Doris. So we keep talking about leadership and this particular theme because the level at which our leaders understand what it takes to prosper is the level to which we'll prosper. Absolutely. Leadership is not about the person leading. It's about the people that are led. And yet, everything about the person leading profoundly affects leadership. Absolutely. So what they're thinking in their head. In fact, Parker Palmer, says that a leader is someone who takes special responsibility for what is going on in their consciousness, lest the act of leading does more harm than good.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Some of us actually must get out of office because our leadership is doing more harm than good. And the prospect. I mean, our friend, what's his name? My namesake Yaw in Sako keeps talking about what is our generations, what is our mandate? Our fathers' generation's mandate and grandfathers was to get us political independence. Our mandate at our time is to make sure that our people prosper, that our people do well, that those who can go to school go to school, not those who can go to school. Everybody goes to school, at least to a certain minimum level, right? That is the least we can do for our people. And to think that we are still in the 21st century. I just came from up the mountains. My hometown is Mampo. I went to speak this morning, and passing by, there's a village nearby, the village called Pipaweni, and
That's an interesting name.
and you really need to Pipaweni, because this is just a few kilometers from Accra, but there are people who, children, school-going age, who can't even understand English, as a medium of communication. And yet they'll write BEC with those at GIS and the Roman Reed School, etc. So if you look at us as a body politic, if you look at our GDP, if you look at fiscal matters, if you look at all those things, and if leadership is supposed to make us prosper in all these indices, and there are so there are all these indices of measuring prosperity. Some of them are financial, like GDP, and things like that, gross national product, all of that. But some of them are socio-economic indicators. How many women are able to give birth and not die? How many doctors?
My mother actually died giving birth.
Right. So all those are things we are talking about when we talk about the prosperity of our people, the doing well of our people. And if you're a leader, you are there so that your people do well, so that the vision you have for the people, the purpose for leadership does well. So this year, looking at leading for sustainable wealth and prosperity is our theme. And for me, it's one of the best themes we've chosen, because you see, it's where the rubber hits the road. As we go around talking about leadership, people literally say things like, there be a leadership, leadership, right? And so this year, we want to show people that, yes, your DDing has everything to do with how you are led and how you lead.
Yes.
And so, for example, look at Galamsey as an example. We are talking about sustainable wealth and prosperity. If you're going to make money today at the expense of your health tomorrow, at the expense of the genetic makeup of your population tomorrow, at the expense of, I talked to one professor in Legon. He's calculated that by a certain year, we'll start to need to import water to drink in Ghana. Can you imagine? So
how many of us can afford that?
Right. So if we are not leading in a way that prospers the people now, and also make sure that it's sustainable. When sustainability, we're talking about environmentally sustainable. We are talking about economically sustainable, financially sustainable. Then we are in trouble. This is a leadership function. And that's why we are talking about it. And kudos to our team for having the courage to bring this out.
Thank you so very much, Doc. Sarah, what's your take on that?
Exactly. Can you hear me?
My good friend Paul Manti says that, poverty can make nonsense of your intelligence. If you can have all the intelligence, you can make all the grades, but if you don't have money, you stay in the village and be a Paman tapper and so on. And we see all the resources around us. We are not able to harness them. And here we are, we go and shout at the UN, say nice, beautiful speeches at the UN, and we come into poverty and we go and beg for money. I mean, poverty is making nonsense of all the intelligence that we have. So leadership in this perspective is absolutely important. Sarah, what's your take?
Yeah, indeed. Just like Doc mentioned, for me, this year's topic is really, really imperative in the sense that number one, it aligns with the global call for sustainable leadership, right? And why is this really important? That we have to move from short-term goals with to lead with a focus for long-term well-being. And when we say well-being, it's well-being for our people, well-being for our organizations, and well-being for the planet. And Dr. Even touched upon the Galamsey. It's not just for our environment in Ghana, but for the planet. Okay, just in a gist, that's what I really will focus on. And Doc also did mention the fact for health. When it comes to health, I am really passionate about that because I'm still working on getting healthy, making sure that I'm healthy. And if you don't, as a leader, don't prioritize your health, you start with yourself and then extend it to your people. So if I'm not healthy, I cannot help my clients, even my family. So it's really a personal thing, and that helps us create the environment where creativity, resilience, and performance will really thrive. So health is really important, that we even look at leadership when it comes to mental health, stress level, burnout, and a lot of people are really, really suffering from that, which is affecting productivity and innovation. And even if we have to come out of poverty, in our part of the world, we need our people to be creative. We need our people to be innovative. So I'll just mention these two and leave the rest to my co-coaches to also contribute. So for me, really aligning to the global call is really important for our country, and also having healthy people, because this is what will build healthy society, communities, and organizations. So over to you, Sam.
Thank you so very much, Sarah. Thank you very, very much for those thoughts. And guys, please, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. Now, Emmaline, share your thoughts on the relevance of this theme for this year.
Thank you very much, Coach Sam, and I really connect with what Coach Sarah and Coach Yaw just shared. You know, it's really very important that Africans get to understand that our destiny and future is really in our hands. One of the issues that we struggle with, we seem to not be able to grapple with, is the art of sustaining, progress, sustaining productivity. And it's been way too long that the narrative has been the same. The reason why leadership topics may become overrated is because probably there are so many events that seem to want to tap into the topic. However, you cannot overrate leadership. It is as important parts of the continent is going through. It's basically a deficit of leadership. You cannot have or experience any form of success if you're not intentional. And sustainability is an intentional act. Looking at our daily lives, our habits, the choices we make, looking at what our political leaders have been doing, looking at what our corporate leaders have been doing, look at what our family leaders and religious leaders are doing. You can easily tell without even having a prophet where we'll end up. And the question is, in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, the resources we have in human form, in material form, in intellectual form, is it really going to get us to the aspect of prosperity? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. And it is not about just mentioning it or talking about it. We have so many think tanks in this country, my God, that we can count. However, action is what is imperative. There is a need for a call to action for everyone in our continent, everyone in the country, to really connect with and stay on course. We have not been able to stay on course. We have rather been people pleasers, trying to do things that please our flesh, trying to do things that are personal to us, without having a bigger picture in mind. And so we have issues of poverty on every level. There's some countries I've heard of that I hear they're the poorest country in the world. But my colleagues, if you know the kind of resources they have, and when you go to their leadership, the leadership of those countries, they are nowhere near poverty. So ask yourself, what really makes a country the poorest country in the world? Think about it. Is it really a lack of resources, or the fact that wealth is not distributed generously. Now that is the problem. So if you look at other parts of the world, let's go into the Emirati countries, for example. There are countries where, and I've heard that there's this country between, is it Switzerland and Germany? I don't know if you know it's not Luxembourg, though I heard of Luxembourg. A country that was founded by a man, okay, and they're just about 30-something thousand. They are not poor. If I hear that they have a deficit of labor, but nobody is poor in that country. Why? Because there's been an intentionality, there's been an intentional pattern. There's been leadership that has been intentional. There's been leadership that has been people-oriented. There's been leadership that has been goal-oriented, action-oriented. That is our problem here. And I believe Live2Lead was introduced to our part of the world because we needed to align with the same path. We see what goes on. We are well traveled. Even if you don't travel, the internet is there. It's a global village. We know what is good to do. However, the will to do it, the will to stay on course, is a problem. And I would say this, and John Maxwell has said it. You can anoint, or you can somebody can be a gifted man of God, but if he's you cannot change him if he's stupid. I'm paraphrasing or something like that. He has always said, which means that the wisdom we share, if you don't have the passion for change, it's going to be useless to you. Live2Lead is not for everybody. Live2Lead is for those that are connected with the same purpose, are connected with the drive, the desire to see the change in their small corner and globally at hand. So I would say that, and I would just add my 2 pence or wrap up to say, if we really want Ghana and Africa to really be where we need to be, it starts with us, and we need to be the change that we want to see. Thank you.
Wonderful. And for all of us here, let us understand that you cannot just wish yourself to prosperity. Yes, you can pray all you want, you can do all the seed sowing, but you need the financial literacy. You need to know how money works. So you can say all the seed, yes, go and sow your seeds in your church, but you come and sleep and you have no knowledge about how money works. God is not going to rain money into your room. And that is why we want you to come into the room and learn from people who know how to do it, who are successful, and they will teach us how they have made it. And so I thank all of you. Unfortunately, Doris's connection is not there, but I just want you to know some of the people who are coming, who are going to talk this year. Obviously, John C. Maxwell will be there, and he's going to share his thoughts. But we have put together also a team of local leaders who understand and who have become successful, not only in their personal life, but also in their financial life. We have a Dr. Sam Jonah, and who is a renowned Ghanaian business executive from the mining sector, and he's consulted all across. He's been knighted by the Queen of England. We also have Dr. George Adukum, who is the president of the ECOWAS Bank and Investment and Development. He took over this bank in the last 6-7 years, transformed the bank. In fact, this week I was with him doing training, corporate governance training for his board of directors, and he was telling us that he is now able to pay 16 months' salary to his workers. And that is what leading for prosperity means, that the leadership can turn things around. Physically in the environment, everybody seemed very happy. The workers are very happy. The directors are very happy. And the bank is transformed. It's making a lot of impact across the continent. And he will share his story with us. We have from Ghana again, Dr. David Ofosudote, who was with us last year. Powerful, great thinker, practical leader, who has also transformed his small law firm from a single cubicle into 6-7 African country network of law firms. Amazing, amazing. Probably that's the only African law firm that has that continental reach. The others are more international law firm. And of course, we will have Dr. Nora Bannerman Abbott, an industrialist in the garment sector who exports to several countries, and for the past 40 years, she's done it, and she knows how to run and how to make money for herself and for the teams. And of course, we are going to have other international speakers coming. Cole will share some thoughts with us. Jessie Cole is an amazing, you don't want to miss Jessie Cole. You don't want to miss Tiffany Bova. You don't want to miss Anthony Trax. These are all amazing, amazing, amazing people in their own right, being successful in their personal business and others, and they will share their stories so that we can learn from it. Now, guys, if you have any questions on Live2Lead, we're heading to the top of the hour. I'm going to ask the team, with all these speakers coming, Emmaline, what is your expectation? I mean, when you go into that room, you've been emceeing Live2Lead for the last 2, 3, 4 years for us. What are you expecting? I mean, just give us a feel of what people should expect in the room.
Coach Sam, I'm expecting to be mind blown as always. I'm expecting nothing less than, words that would transform and just spur me into action for the next level. And I'll say this, every time I have been a Live2Lead, the year after again, my life has not been the same. It's always having that kind of positive impact over my life. It's nobody. I mean, there's certain information you never know existed. You're like, oh my God, this information is here, like it exists. This is it. And then the people you meet, the networking, you get to meet people from other corporate, companies in the country, some NGOs for doing fantastic things. And obviously the food is always amazing. Item 13 is never,
Yes, and we're going to have breakfast and we're going to have lunch. All is in the package.
Absolutely. And I will tell you, my favorite section of the event, I mean, I love all. My 2 favorite sections are the one-on-one that Dr. Yaw Perbi handles. Oh my God. The last ones he had with Mr. Kwame, I would not forget it too easily. And he had one with Dr. Frimpong Boateng. Oh my goodness. Those people had us on our toes. We were literally sitting down on our toes, And then obviously, to wrap it up, Doris Maxwell, every word he says, every line he mentions, your soul is just, on fire. Guys, you don't want to miss. And obviously, the international content speakers, the local content speakers, I'm looking forward to, Mr. David I believe that's his name, right? That man, I don't know where he was born. I don't know what kind of
he was born right here in Ghana, I tell you.
A Ghanaian who has expanded into other African countries, a lawyer, a legal practitioner. Now, you guys, if you miss, it's not your family members that did you did yourself. I want to end it here for my colleagues to say something.
Great. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much. Guys, you can feel the room. There's power inside the room. You have to be there. You can't miss it. Sarah, what says thou?
What do I say? What am I expecting? I'm expecting a lot of growth. And when I say growth, it's not simply growth in knowledge, but that people will have a mind shift to grow with care, to grow with intention. And also this ability for us to understand that wealth is not simply in money terms, but that it goes beyond money, in the sense that when we do have wealth, it means that we are growing in our relationships, that we are growing in knowledge, hearing from all these speakers, the example of the lives that they have led. How can we get this knowledge and also implement it in the way that we want to live, and how this can impact our community to really do more and to have purpose. We had, was it last week? We had Papa Akes talking about purpose, that this will even help us to refine our purpose and to enhance it to the next level. There are lots of things that are going to come, and I don't want to bore you. The thing is that you have the invitation to come and taste it for yourself. Don't be on the sidelines. Make a decision, grow with care, and come and join us on the 10th of October, and you'll be blown away. Your mind will be shifted. You are going to operate on a different level.
You are going to operate on a different level, much higher level. And that's what Live2Lead does. It elevates you. I mean, when you go into the room, the energy in the room just transform you. Wonder, these people, are they part of this world? Shake you up. And that's what we want you to come and experience. Doc, how about you?
Wow. First of all, let me just let people know how this is so important. By the way, we have experienced this.
Absolutely.
We have met John Maxwell ourselves in person. We are certified. We are trained. Why are we bothering ourselves doing this?
Absolutely.
Really, it is just that desire to share the good things we have received, how we have been transformed and are seeing transformation in our circles, with our lives, with our families, with our businesses, and all of that. And we want this to spread. That's why we are here sharing this. This is not primarily so that, we make a lot of money, then what? Yes, it would be great to make money. Why not? A workman deserves his wages. But we want you to know that we are desperate to see you as transformed as we are. I'll tell you something that I haven't said anywhere. Even my organizers don't know this. I'm actually supposed to take my son, on a trip. He's going on a mission trip to the Caribbean, to the Bahamas, to be on the Logos Hope ship. And leaving that morning of the 10th would have cost us $2,000 cheaper. But we are sacrificing and paying a higher amount of money. We are paying $2,000 more to be able to leave in the evening, because we need to be at Live2Lead.
Wow.
That is how
important
this is. And this is even for me, who's already met John Maxwell and all of that. You understand what I'm saying, guys? Yeah. Guys, come and taste and you will see. Yeah. And your life will not be the same. You're asking about our hopes. One of my hopes is really that, Sam, as we've done this over the years, over and over, this is the 8th time or so, I'm praying that this is the year or the next year where it snowballs. Maybe I have to explain snowball a bit, because it's used, motivational speakers use it even in the tropics, even in Ghana. But the thing with snow is that it sticks. It can stick together. And as you roll it, you can put a little ball. As you roll it on the ground, it picks more snow. It picks more snow. It picks more snow. It becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. That's why we call the snowball effect. And we need that. We need that, because you see, leadership is the tide that raises all the boats. We are all in our boats. In fact, our theme is not just our team is not just leading for sustainable wealth and prosperity. There's a subtitle which is empowering individuals and businesses for long-term success and growth. So some of the things we have talked about, like when I talked about the theme earlier, I was talking about, in macro terms, government leaders, political leaders, our chiefs, etc., galaxy, etc. But it comes down to the personal level as well. That's why when I had my turn on the leadership platform, I talked about 15 common mistakes that leaders make. So at every level, we want to see this growth, this prospering, and leadership is that tide that will lift all of us. You see, because at the end of the day, I may be leading you when you come to my hospital or when you come to my coaching company, but you will be leading me when I buy your wache.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't know what kind of water you use to do the wache. I don't know what kind of things you put in it. You understand? So we can't afford that. We as a society don't understand the leadership, that it is responsibility, it is service, it is influence, and every one of us needs it and to grow in it, because I lead you in something, but you also lead me in something. The person who cooks for the president can kill the president, God forbid, because that person is the president's leader, although the president is the leader of the country. I hope you're understanding me, guys. So don't say, oh, this is for some people, this is for... No, it's for all of us. Come, let's learn. And I pray that that time will come when we snowball, because a lady who comes to clean my house knows that she must be a leader at it, so that when she also comes to the clinic, I'm a leader there. And when you go for service at the bank, somebody there is also leading there, and not just saying, somebody said to me, "Open time na waba bank." No, imagine.
So what happened? You should stay in your house.
People, we want to lead for sustainable wealth and prosperity. And we want to do this so that we can leave a good legacy for our children and our children's children. We have more resources in Africa, especially, than all these other countries that are leading the world's GDP. All of them, bar none. It's leadership that's making the difference.
Yeah, thank you so very much. We'll take a short break, but let me see if Coach Doris is back. If she can, I see her, but not on her video. Coach Doris, are you here with us?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Why? As
my environment is reflecting some kind of environments, but I'm happy that I was able to get back. Maybe I should turn off the camera to save people's eyes.
Okay. All right. So let's take a short break, and then we'll come back. We'll come to you, and you will share with us your expectation quickly. So, Gideon, if you're with us, let's take a quick break and come back to Coach Doris. And guys, let's hear you. Write your question. What are you learning from here? Let's go. Is Gideon with us or not, or against us? 1 second. Okay. One second. I think Gideon is not here. Let me see.
Nobody ever thought their way to success. Nobody ever hoped their way to success. Nobody ever wrote goals on a planner to success. They acted. Action is what attracts. It's the action. It's the movement.
Why are we doing what we do? For me, it's doing something that can bring people together, to bring joy, bring fun. I think about that all the time. The game of banana ball is what I'm most proud of, because I've seen what's happened to fans, and I see kids now playing it all over. We want to deliver a unique, different show every single night.
You cannot have 3 first priorities. What is the first priority of the business? So I will ask the question, who are the keepers of your brand promise? Who are the keepers of what you promise as a company?
You are the most powerful being on this planet, and you were created for a purpose far greater than your eyes could ever see. A life full of happiness, fulfillment, joy, peace, and overwhelming gratitude. A life where you get to finally know who you are, why you're here, and what you're supposed to do with your life.
People need to hear your story. People need to see your vision. And when you learn to communicate, you pass it on to others, and you help so many people make a difference in the world. So let your dream come out and learn how to communicate it with excellence. Thank you very much. My name is John. I'm your friend. Thank you.
Okay, yes, guys. So welcome back. And Sarah, can you hear me? Yes, good. All right. So let's see if you have any questions or comment. Doris, please quickly share with us what are your expectations? What should people expect at Live2Lead?
Thank you very much. Every year at Live2Lead, we have a number of speakers. I have to disclose that I always wait for the final presentation by John C. Maxwell. And I make sure that at that particular point, my notebook is ready. My ink is flowing very well from my pen. You know, because of restrictions, you might not be able to take screenshots or record. Somehow the technology has a way of preventing you from. But I make sure I am present and I am soaking all the wisdom, all the insights, all the strategies, because they literally equip me for a whole year. There's a reason why I don't want to miss the Live2Lead. I've been following the development in our country, Ghana, and indeed across the continent. And each time that I'm faced with developments, I tell myself that, that I wish we had many, many more people who have experienced the kind of transformation that some of us have experienced and that we continue to be exposed to. Ghana needs that kind of mindset and attitude to leadership. Indeed, the whole continent needs that approach to leadership. And year after year, when we have hosted Live2Lead, I believe that the numbers are becoming significant. And so I want you to make sure that you don't miss it. Come with that hunger. Come with that expectation. Come ready to live with something that not only transforms you, but that equips and empowers you to go forth as an agent of transformation yourself. Thank you and see you on October 10th.
Thank you so very much to all of you for those amazing thoughts, guys. Live2Lead is on October 10th. Next Friday, as a week from next Friday, October 10th. It's a whole day event. We'll have breakfast for you, so come early, and then we will have lunch, and then we'll wrap it up by 5 o'clock. So come. We will have a morning session where we have the local speakers address us on some of the themes. And in the afternoon session, when we join the Orlando team with John Maxwell leading, and we will have an amazing time. You have the option of either being in the room in person or being in the room virtually. So for those of you who are connecting from outside Ghana, we already have some people who have registered from outside Ghana. You can join in virtually. So please don't miss this. You can see all the people around this table. And these are not just the John Maxwell. On our platform, we have about 40 or 50 people from Ghana who are John Maxwell coaches doing different things, who have all been transformed. And it is because we all believe in leadership. So let me hear from you what you have heard so far. What are your thoughts before we move to my team to share their closing thoughts? I have on the call, Albedonko is here. Dina Nusenu is here from Gomwa Pomazi. Dorothy Ato is here from Ghana. We have Kashimana watching from Lagos, Nigeria. Big brothers are in the town. Thank you so much, Kash, for joining. Wisdom Nanidogbe is here from Jasikai. And Birago Asantiwa is watching us here, I think from Ghana. Kojo Na, we see you from Ghana. And Ben says it's getting more interesting week by week. Yes, it is. And day by day until Friday. And therefore notes that poverty will make nonsense of everything. Okay. Gina Anum is here. Thank God I made it here. And he's watching from Ghana. Anthony Boafo from Ghana is here. All right. Then Albert says the missing link is leadership, leading with care. Is my takeaway, mindset, and attitude. Share your takeaway with us as I go back to the leaders on the call, because we have just about 15 to 20 minutes to wrap up till less. So let me start with Doris, who just spoke. Doris, what will be your closing? What will you say to people who are still not decided and are wondering, is this for me? I mean, yeah, and Dr. Perbi and I and Doris, those of us who joined the Maxwell team early on, we paid $10,000 just to be certified. And that is apart, beside your plane fare, your hotel for the 3-4 days, you had to cover all that. Why do we do that? We have paid for the license to bring Live2Lead to you. Paid. Why do we do that? Because we believe that if you don't invest in yourself, you will not grow. So make the decision to invest in yourself. Yes, we buy other things, but just investing in yourself sometimes becomes difficult for all of us. So Doris, with that background, what will you say to people on the call who are wondering whether this is for me or not? And what advice will you say to them?
Thank you. Thank you very much. What I would say is when you were speaking, this quote came to mind that the unexamined life is not worth living. And then that other thought that came to me is if you are looking for meaning in life, sometimes there are challenges, sometimes you would feel buffeted, sometimes you may even feel helpless and powerless. But I've seen that my experience with John Maxwell Leadership Team, the kind of community that we have, has helped me find meaning, has helped me confirm my purpose. And I wake up every day with that sense of purpose and meaning to life, with every little action that I take, with every choice that I'm making, every move. In fact, my life is so much better because I am moving with a sense of purpose. There is meaningfulness in what I do, and that brings a lot of fulfillment. I think it does a lot to your sense of self-worth and self-esteem, such that there's a saying, or was it a joke that went around some time back, that if I give you $1 million today and you die tomorrow, will you take it? And most people reject that 1 million.
Yeah.
Meaning that people generally understand that their life is worth a lot more than any amount of money. That's how I want you to see the investment you are making by registering to attend Live2Lead, because it's going to help you to value that life, which you probably are not sure what you are making out of now, which might make you be tempted to say, I will accept 1 million until push comes to shove. But you are not now making a choice that relates to a sum anywhere close to 1 million. It's just, is it a $50 for virtual?
Yes, it's 1,000 Ghana cedis for virtual. Yes.
Yes. So you make this little investment, 1,000 Ghana cedis, let me put it that way, or 2,500, to have the benefit of all the people that will be added to your community, because you are connecting directly with them. And it's going to shape how the rest of your life becomes, that you wake up with that sense of purpose, meaningfulness, and not feeling valueless or helpless. And I think you won't regret it. You can just give it a try to see.
Yeah. You won't
And
regret.
should we go to bet? If you invest and you see the value, then you come and pay an extra the same amount that you pay to be in the room, because you see that you would have underpaid. Thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Charlie, how many of you have taken the bet so that we can get more from you? Wonderful. Emmaline, what's your take?
I want to speak directly to HR professionals and business executives. As you wrap up the year with your strategy meetings, your budgeting, and all that, Live2Lead is an event you cannot miss. Every organization wants to prosper. You want a sustainable, path for your organization. Do not miss this event. It's gonna be an eye opener. It's gonna help you to channel, or to, they say leadership is the tide that raises all boats. So it's gonna help you to, flow with the tide, and ensure that everybody in the organization is connected directly to the vision, and then you have a wonderful 2026. Listen, we all invested a lot to be here. The way you raise money for things that are urgent, see personal development as something urgent. If your company doesn't sponsor you, it's worth the sponsorship. Call us if you want any discounts, and we'll definitely see what we can do for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, HR people. Please bring your people into the room. When they are in the room, they get transformed. Your organization will be transformed. As my good friend Dr. Perbi will say, it takes deeply transformed people to transform organizations. If you're not transformed, you cannot transform anything around you. Auntie Sarah.
Yes. I would like to invite or really underline the fact that this is an opportunity for us to even rediscover what truly matters to us. And last week we did heard Papa Ake saying that your purpose evolves. So an opportunity to help you evolve and to have the energy and focus to live at a different level, which I'd already referred to. Secondly, also getting the tools to help us really in our journey of health. I really focus on health, the energy, what we can do, learn from others, how we can avoid burnout, and to create that harmony between our ambition and our self-care. And the opportunity to meet. Yes, I am meeting with you, my co-sponsors for this event, but also to link with other people who are like-minded leaders. This is an opportunity to create or enlarge that supportive community for us to be able to change our community, our organizations, and our country at large. And last but not the least, also for us to have that shift in the mindset to lead differently. I want to lead differently. I don't want to be working harder. I want to be leading smarter and more sustainable. So, friends, please join us, because your life will never be the same. And lastly, what I will say is that it's a moment for us to even reflect on what sustainable wealth means to each of us personally, for the organization and the country. So I hope to see you there on the 10th, where you will gain deeper self-awareness. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so very, very much. Right, now we would end with Dr. Perbi.
Yes, my friends, you may be wondering, why does this doctor keep doing things that have nothing to do with medicine?
Well, we are all sick and we need you.
It's because these are the things that really make a difference. There's a world of difference between schooling and education. This is time to educate yourself. Education prepares you for life challenges. And the things we come and talk about here are not so that you just take notes and I was talking to a group of people today. I was in Mampong at the Anakazo place, and I said, one of the most useless things I think we do in school is learning how to draw a tilapia. I mean, I don't know which
and name the parts.
and then the parts and the pectoral line and this thing and stuff like that, you know. But the point I'm making is that there are a lot of things we learn that are not useful in life itself, but not live to lead. The things we're talking about, you have immediacy. Like right there, that day, you can put into practice. Right there, you hear one line that can change your life. You know. I think it was Mike Murdoch who said, "Little hinges swing big doors." Sometimes it's not even the whole conference. One person that you meet, one idea that you get, one line that you hear. Please make yourself available for prosperity to find you, because you want to prosper, but you are staying in the shadows. You want to prosper, you are staying in the office that day. You want to prosper, but you are not putting yourself in prosperity way. You know, every one of us to become all we need to be, you need somebody. That's one of the ironies of life. You need somebody, even to become yourself. We have brought those somebodies together. We have done everything. We have literally set the table for you. All you need to do is walk in and take the meal. Please don't miss this opportunity. See you there on Friday, October 10th.
See you there. See you there on Friday. See you really, really, really there on Friday, because that is when we would give you the power to be able to transform your life. Guys, we have spent this time together because we believe that we needed this conversation to encourage you. We needed this conversation to open up how the day is going to be for you. It's going to be a whole day. There's going to be people in the room. It's going to be an amazing environment, and we're going to meet people from different walks of life who would come to empower you. So we encourage you to be in the room. All right. So let me see if any of you have any final thoughts, questions before I just go to my panel to wrap up in one sentence their final bye-bye words. Let me see if anybody is talking. Share your learnings. Are you coming? Tell us. Are you coming? Say yes. Let me see how many of you are coming. Say yes, yes, yes in the chat, and we will be very happy to help you. Contact us at CTL Africa or any of our people on the floor. All right.
Someone just sent me a WhatsApp asking whether there are any discounts.
Okay, let a person reach out, and then we will. It's one-on-one, depending upon your situation. We'll give you a discount. Yeah, especially for young people and students, we will gladly give you a discount to be able to make it. And so just let's know. Maybe reach out to Dr. Perbi and talk to him, and then when he discusses with you, he will make a decision. All right. Good. My friends, we just have 5 minutes, so I want to just give that to you and to say your final last word, one sentence. I think Coach Doris is still there. Coach Doris, are you still there? What is your final word in one sentence to the whole team?
I'm here.
Okay.
I want to say thank you. Should I go ahead? Can I be heard?
Oh, we're losing you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I want to
Yes, go ahead.
I want to say a
Yes.
special thank you to those that have come year after year. And also thank you to those that have committed and I'm going to see on October 10th. Don't come alone. Bring a friend or a colleague or somebody along. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And William Dafoe says, yes, he's coming. So let's see who else is coming. The time, you get to the room, the center is the CIB, the Chartered Institute of Bankers auditorium in East Legon, close to the Trinity, on the Trinity Avenue, close to the Trinity College, just adjacent the Chartered the Chartered Institute of the accountants, then ICA, Institute of Chartered Accountants building. They are just adjacent. So if you Google CIB, Chartered Institute of Bankers at East Legon, you'll be able to come there. And we're starting 9 on the dot, but breakfast is starting at 8. So please come in early so you don't miss your breakfast. All right, let me go to Sarah. Your one sentence.
Simple. Join us so that we can all lead for a change that lasts. Thank you.
Thank you. Join us to make the change that lasts. Emmaline?
This is an opportunity for you to bring a mentee. Come and change one life at Live2Lead. See you there.
Come and change one life. Thank you. See you there. All right. And Doc?
Yes, we are talking about leading ourselves to create sustainable wealth and prosperity, leading our organizations to create sustainable wealth and prosperity, and leading nations to create sustainable wealth and prosperity. Come and find out how, and come and find out who can pair up with you to make that happen. We look forward to your stories of impact.
Thank you, Dr. Perbi. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Emmaline. Thank you, Doris. Thank you, the team behind, Vivian and Gideon and the rest of the team. Thank you so very, very much. And most importantly, all of you were able to join us this evening. Please, we cannot sit and complain about Africa not developing. We all have to make a difference. And the difference starts with you. You are the change. Come to Live2Lead on Friday and experience the change for yourself so you can also become a change agent. And on that note, I want to thank all of you until Friday when I see all of you at the CIB auditorium. I say good night and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Where is my end of? I have.
And it's a wrap.
Yes. 1 minute. I'm trying to end the stream. Okay.
And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, do that now.